The thing with Contender, let's go to Market Manager Sales, let's have a peek at this. We're looking at Limiteds, which is a totally different kettle of fish to any of the remnants I've got kind of lying around in it. And we're going to filter to Contender. Now, what I want to do further here, this is a lovely kind of little thing. J League, I don't want to have. K League, I don't want to have. I think they're very close to the end as well, aren't they? Mexico, we'll probably just put them in the same category and be a bit lazy with it. Same with Peru and Colombia, that will be. And I'm open to China when we look at classics, but I'm just going to remove it now just to keep it to one side. So we're primarily looking at the Russia. Yeah, okay, we'll keep Barco in the mix. We're mainly looking at the Europeans. Now, somebody was asking for Bundy 2 and League 2. Now, I think that's potentially got like the best team foundational collections that we could utilise, build into, take advantage of. But I'm not sure that'll be the best bang for buck. I think the Contender region, the power of it is being, I think, eclectic and flexible, because the disparity. Wow, look at Teddy there, by the way. And saying that for League 2, Teddy and Tardu here have been there, seen it, done it. And if they're on form and firing, you'd love to see Teddy in that sort of form, wouldn't you? Oh, yeah. This is the sort of form you expect Teddy to do. But Tardo is going after it. That's like a good little midfield there for 30 quid. So I think this is more of a game in this region of being light and nimble and rotate. Feels like a lot of powerful midfielders from what I've seen so far here. Okay, so let's go kind of backwards again for a moment. I think I like the thought of Croatia. I kind of like the thought of all these leagues, to be honest with you. But the three down here, Elitatisarin, Swiss and Russia, they've got some classics I think I would go after. But again, I don't think I want to think about them in any in-season context at all, because of the way their leagues break up. Don't mind having them as little classic spices, you know, just to come in. I think that's a little further filtration we've done there. So we've basically got the second division of the big four leagues and Croatia as our hunting ground for this, just to get us going. Let's have a look at the goalkeeper position. Midweek football is only really on the cards for domestic fixtures in this situation. Internationals aren't really abundant, and maybe the only place to achieve some of that would be in the Croatian league. But I think in all these other ones, we are just getting, like, we want veterans. We want guys that are just like nailed on. So goalkeepers are actually all very, like, Simon here, Dennis Simon. If you can keep that up, that profile is pretty sweet. Like, I don't think you can really ask for much better. Karius and Schalke, I just couldn't bring myself to be. Nah, I just couldn't. Hertha, I don't mind Hertha, although they've been pretty weak. I think the goalkeeper's probably got a good potential, but yeah, maybe not. Nahul Knoll, Hanover have been very good defensively in the past. Oh, he's got a little string of DAs to his name as well. Interesting. Nicholas Christoph, since Bundesliga 2 has came in, year on year, has been one of the best points per pound goalkeepers around. Elversberg were kind of like lower table, and he's managed to get really good points, and then he had a good season and they went quite high, and again he performed very well. He's performed very well again this year. He's £7. I don't think there's any way he doesn't get in the road to glory. Nicholas Christoph is an OG. He's in that Etienne Vassin category for me of you just know what you're going to get from him. All things being equal, of course. There's Larson Uhr. I won him last year and I sold him before this year. I didn't need any more. Celtic moving to Challenger, blah, blah, blah. Fill in the gaps. But he wasn't bad in Ligue 1 for me. And in Ligue 2, he's not doing too shabby either. He's only 28, by the way. At £12, I think he's worth adding into the list also. Where was that? So he's France. Yeah, that was Germany. So that's quite nice. We've got some boxes ticked. The guy with the longest name ever, he's had cards forever. And is he actually playing? He is for Montpellier. Oh, that's fun. That is fun. He's had cards forever. 193 rares. Guess he goes out on loan and stuff like that, but like, yeah, look at this. And the way back, 15. Look at that. Oh, this is a. That's if this guy's got Van der Vaart potential, doesn't he? 10 months ago for £8. Well, gel. Yeah, that's something I'd be watching out for. OG season, isn't it? 1920. I really want to keep an eye out for that now. There's not many of them, which is the main attraction I've got here. 4 years, 5 years, 4 years, 4 years, 3 years, 5, 5, 5. There's like 7 of them. How many? 15. About half of them. There's 5 and 5 there. 2/3 of these are just not possible to buy. Then there's another 3 of them that are vaulted. Good luck with that. So there's like maybe this one here, the number 1, the number 9. Maybe the number 2. Yeah, maybe they are like semi. I'm really, I don't need them at all for me personally. But for the Road to Glory, we'll add them into the watch list. And I think he's a, where was he? Oh, there he's there. He's an interesting one. £21. Oh, for unlimited in season. That's a bit. Montpellier should do good. Double decisive in a game. Last man tackle. Yeah, he's not really got a tail of the tape before this. Does he get dropped again? Yeah, it's a bit dicey. I don't think we can put him on the. The watch list. Placide. Yeah, I've seen some of you guys mention him in the chat. 37-year-old Johnny Placide. Look at this guy. Doesn't he just look like? Like, you know, it's funny. I was thinking about this. You've probably seen the Antonio Conte quote about goalkeepers and strikers and all that. And this is a guy that, he's an international for Haiti. That is hilarious. It is just like a no-nonsense keeper. Like, you could just, oh, Johnny's in the nets, we're fine. So, I quite like the look of him, by the way. £5, bang for buck there is rather appealing, I would suggest. And then we'll maybe move to the second page just because of how many there is here. Wee bit of further explanation in the live chat on the Argentinian football structure. If any want a wee education, feel free to get up to speed with the chat. Smash the like button. Timo Horn for under £3. This guy is a Germany cap. Timo Horn for £3. And again, if you guys have got any insight, some of you guys have been playing these divisions, feel free to educate me. Nice wee rookie card there. Sadly, he's not playing. Anyone else jump out at us? I don't think in particular. I was expecting Croatian keepers to be a wee bit more appealing than what we've seen here. And that makes me think I might even just exclude Croatia from the outfield, because I don't think we're going to need Croatians in the outfield if we don't need the keepers. I'm just going to peruse this again one more time. £6 for this guy who's 24. That feels fun. One is ex-team as well. A wee bit make or break, isn't he? But it's £6. I think he's very much worth the consideration. Kastenmeyer's good as well. He's £7. Jesus, we're going to end up with a lot of keeper options. Kastenmeyer's a good pick. I like him. Yeah, we'll add Kastenmeyer in and then we'll filter down the goalkeepers a bit better once we've got a short list together. And I think, just double checking, yeah, I'm not too high on really anyone else that's been on page here, if I've missed something obvious. Dominic Ryman is a throwback. He is normally one of the go-to guys. But he's maybe lost a little bit of Viva. Magdeburg are very low. And Magdeburg maybe don't have that same... I really don't have the same belief in a Magdeburg than I do in a Bochum. So yeah, maybe stay away from Ryman at the moment. Let's have a wee peek in at defence. And I think I'm going to drop that Croatian filter. And it'll just make everything a bit more succinct. And then, as an element of this RTG Classic Champ next year. Now it says we don't have any in-season... Why did the champ... Oh, we didn't have any in-season goalkeepers maybe in the Championship? Is that why that filter corrected that? Let me go back to goalkeeper for a moment. And just look at Championship. No, we don't have it. Yeah, that's why it got removed. So that's fine. We can maybe think about the Championship for classic keepers if we need to. But if we look at defenders now, we've maybe got a bit more food for thought. So the guy at Darmstadt here, Big Vukotic, he is smashing it, man. See if these are all the same thing. Clearance off the line. Last man tackle. Okay. Clearance off the line. I think clearances off the line for guys like this means that he's standing on the line at corners and stuff like that. I think he's epically, potentially cheat codey. So I think we'll just add him in. This guy next to him, Calvin Brackelman, but that L5, we've got a big spiky 100 in there. Definitely catches the eye. He plays for Paderborn, who are normally no bad. And he's been a guy before. How old is he? 25. It's easy to imagine he's getting better. Where are Paderborn in the division right now? Oh, they're right up in amongst it. So they've been living a good life. And his scores, again, he's got an assist there, which is nice, and a defensive decisive back here. He does get a lot of AA, but again, like, is this clean sheet reliant? No, clean sheet there, he only got a 46. This game here, 64, he got a clean sheet. 76, clean sheet. Yeah, so this guy, this guy is the sort of guy you want. No clean sheet, 66. That's interesting. That's the sort of guy you want to pair a goalkeeper with, because the clean sheet gives him like a 76. It's not just like the 10-point boost and all. Let's hope he doesn't stink out with a 44. He actually gets a massive score. So I think I'll add him in. I don't think we had the goalkeeper from that team, but defensive 88 is valuable. £12 for this kid, and I say he's kid, he's a 30-year-old. Roar's a kind of established guy, isn't he? £12. We'll add him into the list. Mikel Nadi. He's got a little bit of it all here, doesn't he? Just needs to put some of those big AA scores next to some decisives. He does love a negative decisive button. That actually puts me off. Yeah, fair enough. PSG, Strasbourg. Okay, who's this? Laval. Penalty conceded. That's maybe a wee bit harsh. Marseille. Okay, maybe I'm being harsh. Maybe some of those negative ones have came in circumstances that are not common. Let's say £14. Let's have a wee peek around at who else is here. I think that's a bit top of the price points, isn't it? Oh, Stone Mambo. What a name. What an L5. This is the sort of guy that as soon as you buy him, he never scores above 50 again. But with a name like Stone Mambo, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on him. Ebenezer Annan. Oderdorf. And again, I'm familiar with a lot of these names down to gallery reviews and stuff like that. Oh, where's Issa Kabore? Wrexham. I like that a lot. He's a wee bit boomer busty, but he's got a lot of experience way above the championship. I'm a fan of some Wrexham exposure, can't lie. And Issa Kabore, I think, is very good for that level. At £3, that is fun. Linus Gector, I'm a big fan of as well. Like his classic rookie card. Zifuik, £3. A Hertha guy. Did we have a Hertha? No, we didn't take the Hertha keeper. Akimi, I think he's very well regarded, isn't he? I didn't realise he was Spanish. Yeah, I like him. He's like a Team 3 guy, Team 2. At £3. He's a bit soft. I don't know if we want to put him in the list. This guy's also £3. David Zek. Is he an international, I wonder? Ooh. He's a bit punchier. He plays for Holstein Kiel. Cuisance has found some form again. Love to hear it. John Tolkien, Kevin Voigt. I'm a fan of both these. Kevin Voigt for £1. Now, I know he was a mystery DNP. Yeah. But after the international break, I don't think you need to worry about that. £1. He feels like a complete no-brainer. Tolkien I like a lot. Oh. Let's add him into the list. I think this is going to be the deepest like comb through of this the short list that we're going to need. Oh, Zek and Tolkien are both the same team. That's like an attack fullback play. Who's Brackelman? Yeah, did I add him in? I'll add him in again. Yeah, so he's got a good keeper to go with. Love that. I'll maybe go back to that keeper thing in a minute then. Who else are we adding in? Zek. Yeah, I love that kind of idea. That's fun. Bernheist for the forward. Nice. And I just want to make sure now we're not missing any good opportunities. I'm not going to... Like, the Jolly guy pretty much looks the part. Kinda. Yeah, guys like this I'm always a bit nervous about. So, I think we've got a good body of guys from page 1. Oh, Barzic. Is that La Liga 2 for a pure nobody? That's interesting. And I like little obscure cards like that, if I can be honest. So I'll always pay them a bit of mind. It feels like we've got a lot of French and German. I don't think we've touched Spanish or the Championship really, have we? Outside of Issa Kabore. So I think when I move to midfield, I might keep that refinement for Moussa Mendy. 50p. And is he broken? He's at Watford. Off. Jesper Dalland. Oh, he's a name we've seen before. Yeah, Cercle Bruges. Was he alright? He was alright in Belgium, or was he a prospect? Yeah, he was a prospect in Belgium. Okay, maybe I want to keep an eye on. Max Johnson at Derby. What do we think, Rico, man? Is that worth picking up? Okomu? Don't know when he's back. And then, yeah, I think I'm done with looking at defenders now. So we'll go to midfield, right? But I will make this further kind of filter. So we'll take out the Championship. And we'll take out Ligue 2. Or Segunda, sorry, I beg your pardon. Anything we're missing from these divisions, I think we can explore individually. But yeah, Cuisance. He's got his mojo back. He's got his mojo back. And yeah, could we just go and get our heart broken by him one more time? I think we could. 13 quid is nice. Twema, I think, is nice. Tordo is nice. And to be able to buy two of them instead of Wanizek, I think is the move. I'm a big Wanizek fan, of course. Obermeyer is on injury discount. Can someone give me the skinny on that? Big one, bad one. Coming back. It'd be nice if I could just exclude Schalke, because I just can't look at them, man. They just hurt my face. Felix Klaus. Mehmet Can Aydin at Braunschweig. Bambas Conte. What a name. And has he showed up, or... Oh, they're playing bottom of the table, but he's an attacking mid. And they're top of the table. Where did they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Karlsruhe last season. Not ever present. But since this season, I think he's played every game, yeah. I like that. He's got a cool name. He's £6 as well. Fabian Kunz, I think, is a name I've heard around the block before. Markiv. This guy could be an international, being from Finland. It's not a high ranking. Where did he come from? Oh, he's just transferred in from Limassol or something. That's fun. 23. Nuremberg are alright. Where are they in the table? 5 losses in 8 games. That's not good. Yeah, Poreba. No, he's not great. He's good, don't get me wrong, but I think this midfield category's got a really high bar. Casper Jander at Southampton, is he rinsing? Which I will leave his tab open. Did something just change on that? I thought something updated here, like one of these just moved hands. It was one of you guys. Just broke my heart. He started well. I knew he would do well for them. I'm quite surprised at that. I'm not surprised, maybe. Maybe need to speak to Sam Ty, see what the skinny is. Nice engine room with Shea Charles. Yeah, I just don't really fancy their attack. Ross Stewart, is he Scottish? I think he is, isn't he? Yeah, Jander is in-season limited. Do we have them? Oh, we do. I don't mind adding him in. He's probably not going to make it. Pape Bemba Diop. I don't know why. I just assumed that was an old Newcastle player there for But no, it's like a mixture of all three, isn't it? I don't think the Diop guy is with us anymore, so I don't mean that to be disrespectful. But Pape Demba Diop feels like a Newcastle player. Jocelyn Jana, he's been good in the past. 60p. Or no, I think he was a unique I was close to buying. And then he went to Saudi. Was it him? I think it might have been. I think it was Jocelyn Jana. He was like really good at one. No, maybe it wasn't Jocelyn Jana. There was a guy like him I was close to buying as unique. Iker Pozo was smashing it at Gorica. Yeah, the Spanish kids that make it to Croatia seem to rinse, don't they? I think we've got some nice options in midfield. They're kind of getting thin, aren't they? Because the bar is so high. I've not even seen Julian Green on the list as I see all these green and white strips. But no big deal. If he's not showing up, it's for good reason, I'm sure. And yeah, I'm probably just going to jump back to the top one more time just to make sure I've not missed any good ones to add in. I'll have a wee peek at Pozo on the side. Because he's a former Man City guy. So I've just always got a wee soft spot for those ones. And yeah, he is doing pretty sweet, isn't he? £4 or £5. I'll add him into the list along with the Dominguez guy. Because like, if we can get a wee... Yeah, I don't think that's bad on injury discount. So I think he's supposed to be more, isn't he? Was kind of dwindling away, so that's maybe why the price has settled a little bit, which maybe makes him a bit easier to pick up. Maybe that's somebody we fancy going and getting. Okie doke. Obermeier, Leopold. Let's add Leopold into the mix. Nobody gave me the skinny on Obermeier. Felix Klaus is maybe taking that. Julian Green. Excuse the language. Or the pun. Matthias Hansen at 21. A prospect to keep an eye on. Not really for us right now. Oh, there's Julian Green there, 95p. Just totally anonymous in that search, wasn't he? Yeah. He's maybe not a bad shout for 95p, but I don't think I'm adding him into any list or anything like that just yet. You know what? Just using your Adamida. No, I've got one team. Adamida scored at the weekend for it. Was it game week 14? No, 15. It's the same line. I've only got 5 players for the end season. The goalkeeper changes, but the outfield doesn't. Got Paddy Roberts and Ida scoring. Santi Rod and Burke Risa. This 5 should come together for a couple of games, man. Come on. You know? So, no, I'll be keeping the Adamida up here. Anur El Azuzi. Feels like a guy that in 2 years is going to some team for 50 million, doesn't he? Oh yeah. Was he alright, by the way, in Holland? Yeah, he's alright is the word, isn't it? Get a cool name. Again, if he picks up some decisives, he'll be in a totally different space, scoring wise. A bit of an obvious statement, but Oliver Batista Meyer. Yeah, I don't mind him. Probably moister, but or not. Yeah, I don't really see much down here. Oh, Skeeta, and I do like Skeeta. Oh, we can't add him to the list. Why? Look at this. Why does this happen? Can someone tell me? Why can we not add Skeeta to the list? That's annoying. Now Skeeta, I did some video scouting on this guy. He's good. He's like a good player. Did well in France League 2. Is an international, I think, for Finland. Good player. We attacking midfielder. Dead nimble. dead agile. I'm a big fan. So I think I would want Skeeter, just out of personal, like, yeah, let's get a Skeeter card and enjoy him having a good year together. Last check on this page, then we'll move to forwards. He won't get DAs. Who's that? Ida. Oh, the Derby boy, Max Johnson. Yeah, fair enough. Is he just like right back defending? If he's not bombing on, yeah, fair enough. Last man tackles, I don't know. Maybe like one thing I would ask Rico Man is like, and you'll be probably doing this anyway, but like, who's on the halfway line when you're attacking a corner? Who's on the halfway line when you're attacking a corner, and who stands on the goal line when you're defending a corner? They're the two of the most valuable bits of intel you get from watching a game IRL. You can sometimes defer this stuff or detect this stuff from watching on the TV, but when you're there in person, you see if the ball goes long, it's going to be him, one-on-one with him. And if we can get a tackle there, if we can get the keeper to make a tackle, you know, we're jamming, aren't we? Okay, so we're at striker now. And Bernhardsson was recommended, so we'll add him. We'll throw him in. Lidberg is, yeah, say no more. Daviashvili and Stassen. I think these guys are a bit, I don't know, I just never, yeah, I suppose he's alright, isn't he? I don't know. I'm just not completely convinced by some of these guys. The St Etienne boys just feel like letdowns. Larseneur, I don't mind because you just want the goalkeeper to face shots, and that maybe tells you why I don't have confidence in a lot of other St Etienne players. Although, if we look at the table, I'm sure they're doing great right now. Don't think they're struggling, certainly. Oh, I'm in League 1 again, like a tip. Sadly, the guys doing that don't have cards. Fair enough. Well, maybe keep a wee eye out on Max if he gets a shift there. Yeah, they're second. You know, I'm sure they're doing great. But I've just got a personal. I don't know if I can put my eggs in that basket. Bilbija. It's a fun name to say. Fraser Hornby, we've done this rodeo before, and as soon as we did it, he got injured. And then was, you know, like, where was it? He had like a few good games. Must have been last year. Yes, must have been this cycle here. Yes, he'd done this. And then I bought him. And then it was like this, wasn't it? And then I probably sold him. And then blah, blah, blah. So he's alright, Fraser, but he's broke our heart before. He's let us down before. Another Hertha guy here, David Konake. I think he's played higher up the food chain before. Yeah, this is last year. Is that Bundesliga 2? For Dusseldorf. Kaito Nakamura. Say no more. Oh, is that Conte guy again? Has forward cards. Ooh. Do we want him as a mid or a forward now? That is really interesting, by the way. Mohamed Darmbe, he was wild, was he not? Yeah, where did he come from? No, that's when he went to who was he at before? Copenhagen or something? Yeah, he was very well thought of. £3, I'm going to add him into the list. I like Corridor at £3 as well. Fukyu, Hanslick, these guys, Karaman, have all been quite good in the past. Hragota been good. I think Hragota at £3 again is a guy I'd be quite comfortable with. He's just like a DA guy. Like, does he get it? Does he not? And we know how Gerter Firth tend to play very attacking. Anyone here we've missed, maybe? Yeah, the Milwaukee guy, Darrenby, I would be tempted by, because if he's like just coming back from injury and going to get back into the team at this level, he could be very successful, and getting on him early would be fun, road to glory wise. Fabian Rees is pretty solid as well. But yeah, I think from this top row I just took Lidberg and Bernhardsson, and I don't really mind that, to be honest with you. Ivan Prachin. Now, this might sound stupid, but I could see this guy keeping this up for a little while longer. I don't know why. I do think this guy is like the Piantic or Piacic, whoever you say it. He's probably going to be a real flash in the pan. But Hanover, 8 played, 5 wins. He's a big part of their goal contributions. He's made 7 goals, and he's made one. He's an assist for another one, so he's got 9 goal contributions out of the 15. I think at £8 he's worth listing. We are really like crossing our fingers that this guy continues, but I quite like the thought of that. And I mean Salama, yeah, maybe a wee bit too early for him. Bilba, we'll look at him in a bit more detail. Oh yeah, I think we like Bilba. At Paderborn, again at £5, very good bang for buck. Maybe a bit more exciting than Hornby. Irving Cardona, I think he's a bit different to the other St Etienne boys, isn't he? Did he play for somebody else before, or... Yeah, he's been in Spain. Yeah, where was he firing before? At St Etienne, against Bastia, and against... Oh, that's Bastia again. Who's this? Valenciennes. One more team to confirm. Yeah, that's in Ligue 2. That's when Irving Cardona was the guy in Ligue 2 with St Etienne. I'm not sure if... Maybe some of those other guys have done that shift as well. Maybe I'm being ignorant to Davachvili and Stassen. Let's see. Yeah, this is League 2, isn't it? For Bordeaux. Against Dunkirk. Yeah, so he's been good at the level as well, I suppose. Where are all these games coming at? Troyes? Oh, Bordeaux, that will still be... Oh, did he have Bordeaux cards? Do we have Bordeaux? Yeah, we have Bordeaux cards. I know we do, actually, because we've got like Josh Maya and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm more like the thought of Cardona, especially under £3. Again, if I'm missing any intel, feel free to educate me here. Awesome. Now, the stage we're at is we'll have a look at the watch list, and we'll begin to whittle it down. We've got 31 players here, the biggest list we've made so far. And actually, just quickly, I won't be able to list these. Sugar. But what I quickly want to do is have a look at the classic market. Like I say, we want to keep it lean and we want to keep it agile. So the first thing we're going to do is make this list, and then we're going to refine it into a core of power reliability. And then we'll have a look at the classics and maybe some of the Croatian pieces to just push it over the top. And we'll do this. And then the only filtration we'll do is we'll take away J. And I'll probably just leave the rest of them in, because why not? Okay, so what are the positions we really want good classics for? It's midfielders and forwards, isn't it? We didn't have as many forwards there, so let's filter that first. Just to get a flavour. Andres Martin does not stop, man. 34 quid. JPH, 18 quid. Bruno, Ronaldo Nazario in China. It's not a one-season wonder. I'd love to see that. Yoni Gonzalez, he'll be in China too, won't he? Or, no, he's in Colombia. Some interesting options there. Not cheap, sadly. Not cheap. I was more hoping to get a random... Maybe we'll see it in midfield with, like, Teixeira or something like that. We won't see it with Barco and Shaq, obviously, but... JPH midfielder, maybe a bit more affordable. Cantwell, he's got his mojo back. I won't be taking any part of that, obviously. Iman Luza, blast from the past. Sperstian, oh, where's he again? Oh, still Krasnodar. I thought he maybe moved into one of these leagues. Oh, Sperstian. We need him to transfer. I think he was linked to transfers. 20 quid. Classic Tardo for 6 is worth noting. Teddy Twain, a classic £3 worth noting. Teixeira, there he is there, under 14. Wendell, a tenner. Salvatore Esposito, one of the rarest cards in the game. Still at Spezia? I could have swore he went to Inter Milan. Oh, I think he's 40 quid, but oh my god. Let me see. What does a rare of him go for? I really couldn't not need it less. Only 8 rares and a number for sale. 9 months and 8 months ago, 2 of them moved. These things just don't go on the market. 45 limiteds, however. And we've got 2 of them for sale. That's a powerful piece, by the way. But is a better value than an in-season Twaima or something like that. Hard to say for certain, eh? So that's an interesting one. Shaq for 20 quid. Barco for 20 quid. Great players. The calendar's going to catch up with them, which is why they're cheaper now. But that's something we'll keep an eye on. Evian. Aranguiz for 70p certainly catches my eye. And then we'll move on one more page and then we'll go to the list. I regret not picking up his limited when I had the chance. Or Salvatore. Well, if you've got 40 quid. Oh, Shea Charles. I always forget we've got cards for him. Him and Jander. It's a nice midfield play. Kratsev. How's he been doing this year? He went somewhere. Oxford. That's Holland, isn't it? Yeah, so he's played Oxford 4 games. Against Leicester. Bristol. That'll be a Sheffield, won't it? Yeah. In Queen's Park. He must be taking all the sets, by the way. That's really good. Now, he's not like your classic midfielder for this region. But some, just maybe a rare would be more interesting to buy, wouldn't it? Gedson, what are you doing here? Oh, he's at Moscow. But of course. So Barco and stuff like that for 7 games is what we're thinking about. Mats Moller-Dali. We like him, but yeah, watch out for. There's your boy Pozo again. Amatucci. Amatucci did well last season on loan in Serie B, took a lot of set pieces. Where's he this season? Las Palmas. Oh, that's fun. Since game week 1. Sampdoria. June. Yeah, so from here is him in La Liga 2. That's quite nice, isn't it? Don't think he's got in-seasons, does he? But if you could get an in-season one of him, that would be fun. Classic, it's kind of like, unless you're playing Arena or Classic specifically. Jonathan Viena, I actually thought he was going to rip. Where did he move to again? Back to Las Palmas. Yeah, so he's been on the shelf for a while. I'm actually going to... I think we maybe just buy him for 60p. Because I think he'll just come in and be the man again. He's just obviously been working himself back into fitness. He's old and stuff. Lewis O'Brien. Eat your heart out. Killing it for Wrexham. Is he Welsh? No, he's not. I was going to say Harry will be all over that. Final page, I'm having a look at some classic fodder to see what's out there. Just to get a flavour of price and variety and whatnot. Robin Gonzalez. That's a cool name and a nice L5. He's got no history beyond this. I don't mind adding him in just for a bit of banter. Under £2. Tony Fruit, that's a classic. Oh, this is... No, that's in season. That's all. The filter is all. Harry Winks at 60p. Kaito Nakamura, classic. Midfielder. Wanpei, I thought he would do well. How well is he doing? Is that the same Wanpei? Yeah, this is a different Wanpei. Let's check on Wanpei. Because he went somewhere and I thought, oh, he might smash. Mexico. He's not been playing yet. Benacer. Oh. Benacer. That's something in season. Yeah. We need to add Benacer to the list. He's a bit of me. Glad we did that. Extra page check, by the way. It tempts me to do one more just to make sure we're not missing anyone. This big guy looks the part. Is that Markev again? Fatawu is a good shout. Crafted the Lucas Fernandez rare, Red or Dead. Well done. Might be wrong. I don't even play Arena. Yeah, near there. I don't really like the Canales, Barco, Ramos, Muslera, and someone else who scores insanely high on average and just win Arena every week. Yeah, we probably... Maybe is that the strategy? Classic farming with these guys. Essence farming. But the thing with Canales, Barco, Ramos... I forget where Muslera's playing. Is it back in Brazil or Argentina? Our calendars are not completely aligned. Arturo Vidal. I had one of them recently. He's just so hard to forecast. I had him on a... Did I get some of this good stuff? I think I maybe did. I did get a negative D8 in amongst some stuff. Yeah, I think I got maybe this little bit of Vidal. Not that long ago. He's back with a 100 at the weekend. Nico Melamed. Again, a guy I've got a huge opinion of here. A lot of... What's he doing at Almeria, man? Abelgard, that's hilarious. Never got Celtic cards. Doing alright in Serie B. Fair play to him. Matinho. And yeah, I think we're just kind of falling into the batch, aren't we? Right, awesome. Right, so let's have a look at the shortlist. So we've got 33 players here. The other ones have got 10 and 11. So that's what I'm saying. Like, the focus of this is to be lasered in. That's the number one thing we're looking at. And we're going to this one you need to be, I think, quite particular, excuse me, with who we're going with. So let's filter into the goalkeeper position first of all, and have a look at who the main runners and riders were. So we're on rare at the moment. So yeah, Kastenmeier, Bernat. I like the look of both of them a lot. Who's Bernat at again? Karlsruhe. Kastenmeier is at Dusseldorf. Christoph we like as well. Yeah, so these are all Bunde too. And we do have two guys in France. Timo Horn again. Timo Horn's maybe cuttable, but I think at £3, he's maybe a good choice for the backup keeper. This is actually quite hard. I like this Johnny Placide, but there's a lot more options, isn't there? Larson Ur. So yeah, I'm tempted to remove these bottom three keepers. So I think I will. So that's three keepers for 20 quid, basically. That's pretty sweet. Now, do we need 3 teams worth of guys? No, but I think that's just the first kind of step, isn't it? Stone Mambo, who is the guy that it feels like as soon as you buy him, he's just going to crumble. Does have some previous. I think he's an easy one to cut off the Road to Glory sheet right now. I kind of feel the same way about Issa Kabore. It's just a wee bit too punty for where we're at right now. And yeah, Sergio Dominguez is on a bad bit right now. I think he's worth keeping in the list. But we're really looking at, again, Bundesliga 2 defenders being the best options here. High price of £11, low of £1. And if we had 3 keepers, we could go double defence in all 3 of them. That's the amount of options we've got here. And again, what are we looking at for the whole batch? Oh no, a high of 13. So let's just say 24, 31. I'm adding on pennies. Let's just say 35, 42, 44 for the defence. So again, like Tolkien and Zek, we like how they synergise. Roar is with Christoph, we like that. Brackelman, we didn't get his goalkeeper. I think one of you recommended him. So let me, I can't right click open on the club. Let's do it on Brackelman. Seaman. Yeah, he was one of the top picks. Let's add him to the list. We'll revisit the goalkeeper thing in a moment then. Because if that's a good pair, we can gladly lean into something like that, I would say. So we like Brackelman, we like Vukotic, Roar, we like Zek and Tolkien as a pair, we like, and yeah, Voigt at £1. I don't think I want to cut any of them, if I'm quite honest with you. I think they're all very affordable, very powerful, and the ability to have all of them mix and match might be quite hard. I think it takes a lot of pressure off the other positions, which are more expensive, which I'm curious about. So I'm going to leave that as it is and have a look at what we had for midfield. So Tardo, Tuema. I hesitate to keep Cuisance in that level of conversation, but him, Leopold, yes, I think I would probably, definitely want to keep Benacer. I'd maybe cut Jander. So if we had 3 teams, I'm kind of looking at, if we can go triple defence like that, I'm maybe just looking at 4 midfielders. So we're looking at Tardo, Tuema, Bombast, Conte, midfielder or forward, I'm not too sure, but Benacer. So Benacer, Tardo, Tuema, yeah, I think I'm just going to filter this down. Now I don't want to remove Bombast Conte because he'll be removed from the thing altogether. I'm going to consider him as a forward because we found him as a forward. Or was that classic though? So we're looking at limited in seasons. He does have forwards, and if he's playing in the cam, I think we want to keep him in consideration. So I'm not going to remove him. But yeah, if we think about that core midfield 5, it's quite expensive, isn't it? So we might need to kind of tally this up and work it out, because the budget for the team so far is kind of just I didn't really want to start this with a budget, so I didn't want to set a budget on this whole experiment. I just wanted to see kind of where the budgets all fell. But the Dutch team was like 114, the Belgian team was like 100, so I don't want this to be like, in theory this should be the cheapest one. We've kind of accessed up to 3 teams. We probably need to strip that back once we've done this kind of part of the filter. We only really need like a maximum of 4 forwards. Kaito Nakamura is like a certainty. Irvin Cardona and Corridor, Fragota, Lidberg. I like all these guys. I think I can remove this guy and Bilbila. So Nakamura, Lidberg, Bernhardsson. I think we can remove Corridor. He's not really it right now. And I don't think we need Fragota. Now I think that Bernhardsson and Cardona are so cheap, they're kind of safe, aren't they? So I think if we were to do 3 teams, there's actually like a really good structure here of triple defence, excess and mid, etc. Let's go back to the goalkeeper thing for a moment. Seaman is, the most expensive one here. So I'm going to filter this down to try and make it like a team and a half or 2 teams. So let's go for Seaman and Christoph. And then let's go back to defenders. We're going to try and whittle this down. Vukotic and Brackelman are nailed. Voigt we're going to get because he's a quid. So that's like 20 quid on defence. And then the Kiel, I think we want Roar. I think the Kiel boys need to go. And Zek is quite cheap and an international, so I don't think it's a big problem keeping them. But I do need to keep this in the realm of everything else that we've did here. We get nice synergy with Brackelman and Roar for the goalkeepers if we want. Vukotic and Voigt are brilliant to be a part of the cohort as well. And then if we go back to the mid, imagine we've got 2 keepers again. I'm quite happy to keep Benacer there. But he is, like, it's Benacer. He's not completely reliable, is he? Enzo Leopold at 25 for Hanover has been killing it and has been a guy for a while. And then we don't really have much in France. I think I could remove Tuema. And if this was for 2 teams, or for 2 keepers essentially, I think that's quite nice. And then when we go to forwards, yeah, I don't really want to trim any of that. Awesome. Right, so let's look at the complete thing. We've got 6, 9, 13 players, and we've not really focused or spoke on classics whatsoever, which is an interesting element of all this. We could maybe just go and get like a Nakamura classic rather than spending the 13 on him, a Benacer classic rather than spending the 13 on him, and like anyone else who's like the most expensive. Tardo, Leopold. Yes, I think we might just get classic versions of some of these guys. The Shaqiri Barco thing at 20 quid. Like, how much is this going to add up to? Wanizek. If Wanizek was out of contention just on price, look, that's... Oh, for classic? Yeah, classic Wanizek. Of course. Great shout. Let's see where the budget comes to for this, and then we'll kind of think about that element of it. So let's start at the top. And it should, you know, Sorare should have a page where you get this information. That would actually be the most expensive one we've built. That would be 136.99. Let's just call it 137. Now, if we got the Tardo as a classic, we're probably saving like 15 quid. If we get somebody else, yeah, we're maybe just about getting back into the same realm. Depend on the classic selection we've got here. And then we've got like Wanizek Classic, which we could think about as well. If he's cheaper than... let's say 15 quid. Yeah, 12. That's nice. So if he's 12 quid, he could replace quite easily like Leopold. Saves only 2 quid, but it's still a saving. Now, let me just refresh my memory quickly. Because when we filtered it down, how many keepers and stuff? I think we ended up with kind of 2 teams for Belgium. Because we want a kind of A and a B. There's a lot of my kind of thinking through a lot of this. So again, we've got 11 players. And I think this has been built... piano. And Toby Lyson, yeah. A lot of these shortlists have all been built with 2 keepers in them. Van Oileven and Vyson, yeah. So these have all been built with 2, and these are only including in-season guys in the shortlist. We've not listed or shortlisted the classics. Maybe we'll do that as part of the completion. We'll make a classic streak watch list, like the guys we're talking about from all these regions in one list together. But this is quite punchy before we get there, which the other ones by comparison were a lot cheaper. Do we have a little bit too much depth here? Because we do have a much bigger... well, we've got 13 players here, 11 and 10. So is there, let's say, 2 players that could be trimmed? Are we just a little bit heavy? Yeah, maybe the defence I quite like all of them actually. Forward, I think we could probably patch Cardona, but he's only a £2. But anyway, let's do it. Let's patch Cardona. And classic Nakamura is just a given. I think given the situation we're in, him as a forward is very powerful. Can he move away into the midfielders would be too light. I think that's about it. I think that's about as lean as we can get at 12 players. 13 if we include the classic Wanizek. Awesome. I'm quite happy with this shortlist. That feels like the most powerful build in terms of like good leaderboard. You know, the guys just rip, don't they? The trick with these teams is correlating them, is getting them all to line up together for good scores. So awesome. I'm glad we've managed to get that covered as well. Wee bit of Road to Glory scouting on the best hot streak budget picks, or I don't know if it is budget because they're cheap, right? But they are like the top picks, aren't they? Because of where we're at in the seasonality of all the market pricing at the moment.